Next we will look at technology. As you can see, Arabic architecture was very unique. These buildings you see are Muslim churches, called mosques. They were a bit like cathedrals in Europe, in that they were the biggest and most beautiful buildings in any town. This here is the main mosque found in Mecca. You can see the Kaaba in the center. Muhammad, as we'll see later, emptied the Kaaba of its idols, and made it a shrine to Allah. All those white dots are actually people who have gathered at the mosque. I bet you're freaking out right now. You're all like, OMG, I don't know what a mosque looks like. Well, I just showed you like 5 of them. Back up the video, and look again or something. Just calm down, it isn't that big of a deal. Sheesh.
What's the mood there, Chief Clancy Wiggum?
These kids are getting a little out of hand, Kent, so we're gonna have to fire the timeout gas.
Wow, another timeout. We haven't written any notes in quite a while. On the next slide you'll see a map. There are 3 towns on the maps and a river. Write down in your notes how you could get water to each of the 3 towns. Remember, there was no electricity. Okay, so town 1 is 10 miles away from the river and is uphill. Town 2 is a little farther away, but at least it is flat the whole way. Town 3, those lazy punks, is only half a mile from the river, and it is downhill. How would you get water to each town? I'll give you some time, then I'll be back. Okay, so what did you come up with? That's a strange idea. Well, whatever, here's how the Arabs did it.
And the master inventor would be acutely aware of the importance of water in sustaining life in the region. He turned his attention to creating a series of incredible machines, each of which would help his society not only survive, but thrive in these often arid landscapes. And it was in the design of water-raising machines that Al-Jazari made considerable advancements in the development of mechanical technology. What is stunning is that many of his machines match the principles of today's modern devices exactly. Ancient devices for raising water, like the shaduf, often relied on animal or manpower to drive the machine. But the genius of Al-Jazari was that he replaced the need for manual power by designing a set of fully automatic lifting machines that used the power of the water itself to drive the mechanisms. One of the most intriguing is the device that has become known as water-raising device number 3. Until now, it was thought that this complex machine was simply an unrealized idea of Al-Jazari's that only existed as a concept in his manuscript. But amazingly, in Damascus, Syria, a new discovery has emerged that suggests that the remains of a water wheel found on the river Yazid is actually based on Al-Jazari's design, offering us a fascinating glimpse of his genius.
Al-Jazari was really a gifted practitioner. He was not only writing in his tradition, but he was really building them.
Built during the 13th century, the water wheel served the local community for over 700 years. Incredibly, it carried water to a local hospital until the 1970s, a testament to the machine's design and construction. Al-Jazari was a man who would often go back and improve his designs. This amazingly complete example is based on Al-Jazari's 3rd design for a water-raising device and uses a complex system of gearing that is common throughout his work.
In his book, Al-Jazari mentions that this water-lifting device is designed to work by means of scoopers. That is, water falls down on the scoopers from a certain height, causing them to rotate. This in turn drives the pinions and axles which move the water-lifting buckets. This device has the same engineering principles, but rather than water falling, it works by horizontal water power in the Yazid River.
A water wheel is moved by horizontal boards, which cause rotation that drives gears, pinions, and axles to lift the water upward. The water was lifted some 40 feet to the top of the tower.
Up here, there are 3 wooden parts which have survived intact. A horizontal cogwheel was linked to a vertical cogwheel, which transfers the movement to a pulley, where a set of chains and buckets are installed.
The buckets carried water from the river up to the top of the tower, where it was discharged into an aqueduct to flow to the hospital. This incredibly well-preserved device is a magnificent example of the ancients' use of technology to improve the quality of everyday life for their citizens.
The Arabians built giant water wheels to help move water around. They did not use any electricity, instead they relied completely on the power of the river to turn them. The wheels have small buckets that pick up water from the river as it turns. When the buckets reach the top of the wheel, they dump their water into an aqueduct which then sends the water into the cities. It is really kind of cool.